And now, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, on talkSPORT Extra Time. Boys and girls, go to bed. It's way too early for you. Something for the weekend. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 top film recommendations you can see free in your front room, courtesy of Van Connor and me, Paul Ross. And Van Connor, the main man when it comes to all matters movie-related, joins us now. Good morning, Van.
Good morning, Mr. Ross. How are you, sir?
Very well indeed. Have you had a good week, Van? How are things going with you?
Do you know what? I can't possibly complain. Actually, been a very good week for film this week.
Oh, right, OK. What have you seen that's good?
Oh, I've seen Onward, the new Pixar film, which is, you know, very tear-jerking. I've seen The Photograph, which was quite a touching romantic drama. I've seen Military Wives, the movie based on, of all things, the BBC series The Choir, which actually managed to be tear-jerking as well. So it's been a pretty tear-jerking week, if I'm honest.
You big baby, you snuffle pup. Anyway, let's go for a film that is not tear-jerking. Your first recommendation. I love this movie. It's on 5. It's tonight. It's 9 o'clock. What a great cast. Nicolas Cage and Steve Buscemi, amongst others. Tell us about Con Air, Van Connor. Nothing to do with you. It's not your own personal airline, is it?
Well, it's not, is it? No, I mean, Con Air. What can you say about Con Air other than that it is just the pinnacle of mid to late 90s action cinema? Yep. This is a movie that has... This is the prisoner transport in the sky that just goes all horribly wrong, where the cons get out. You know, on the U.S. Marshals air flight, you've got John Cusack as, you know, the air marshal in the sky. He's not actually in the sky, but he's patrolling them in the sky. But of course, you've got Nicolas Cage. He's the good con in the sky. He's got McKelty Williamson next to him. But, you know, they're the good ones. They've got a couple of guards on their side. They've got John Malkovich as Cyrus the Virus. They've got Ving Rhames in the sky with them. They've got Danny Trejo before he was even Danny Trejo. Before he was Danny Trejo, he was Johnny 23. You've got Steve Buscemi. You've got just an all-star cast of absolute stone-cold cinematic psychopaths in the sky. But I could wax lyrical. However, I'm just going to give you the greatest moment of late 90s cinema in one moment, in a clip. I'm going to give you this.
Appears the United States Parole Commission that... Oh, man. Oh, yeah.
Put the bunny back in the box.
I knew you was a punk, and I was right. You been playing us all along. You a free man.
I said, put the bunny back in the box.
And it's not the bunny from Fatal Attraction, that great 80s film. That is a great movie. Great, mad, over-the-top Nicolas Cage performance. And once again, folks, that is 9 o'clock tonight on 5. It's Con Air. I've got a belter for us, a classic, Van, from 1957, one of the great horror films of all time, directed by a horror master, Jacques Turner, who gave us I Walk with a Zombie and Curse of the Cat People. That was remade with David Bowie, of course. It's Night of the Demon. It stars Dana Andrews, based on an M.R. James short story. If you like horror stories, folks, dig out a book called Memories or Memoirs of an Antiquary by M.R. James. It's a brilliant short story called Casting the Runes. Basically, it's about a professor who gets involved with demon worshippers, or does he? It's all very intense, all very scary, and this is one of the great films of all time, I think, Van. Don't you agree?
I do think so as well. I mean, it's interesting as well, of all the films you ever picked on Talking Pictures, Paul, this is one of the few that ever got re-released on Blu-ray, which I find very interesting. This is obviously a work of complete classic as far as horror goes. This is one of those they genuinely remastered. It's a film that we still watch to this day. It's watched in our flat about once a month. It is a genuine stone cold psychotic.
And it's weird because the studio insisted that they showed the demon, which is the only weak point of the film. I think in the States it was called Curse of the Demon. I know it's Night of the Demon. Here's the trailer.
Ah, why did you drop the poker? Red hot. It isn't, you know. Oh, my boy, you're as pale as death. There was something in here.
He has been chosen.
I've been chosen for what? What do you mean?
Today I found all the pages of my desk calendar torn out after October the 22nd. I know why. He died on the 22nd. John, what's the matter?
The same thing happened to my desk calendar after the 28th.
The frightened girl. The master of witchcraft.
You will die, as I said, at 10 o'clock on the 28th of this month.
Your time allowed is just 3 days from now.
Skeptical? Don't make up your mind till you see this masterpiece of macabre magic. Because, after all, evil supernatural creatures really do exist.
Oh, and in fact, and you may know this, Van, in her brilliant song, Hounds of Love, an 85 album title as well, did you know Kate Bush sampled a line from the film?
No, I didn't know that. That is interesting.
Okay, here we go. Listen out for this from the very beginning of that Kate Bush classic, Hounds of Love. It's in the trees. It's coming.
It's in the trees. It's coming.
Isn't that great? Gotta love Kate Bush for being that silly literate that she picked that out all those years ago to think, what a great line. Okay, and you've got something special for us on the horror front as well. I nearly chose this one. I'm glad you've gone for it. It's tomorrow night, 11:35 on Film 4. Even the title gives you goosebumps. Drag Me to Hell.
I do, but I'll be really honest. You teach me so much, Mr. Ross. Drag Me to Hell. In the meanwhile, Sam Raimi movie from, I think it's 2010, 2011. I remember seeing this way back when it was on theatrical. This stars Alison Lohman. Low rent role for Justin Long. This is the story of basically a bank loan manager who turns down an old gypsy woman for, the loan that would save her home. She has somewhat of, let's just say, a disgruntled issue with it, puts a curse upon said girl, and then that curse just wreaks havoc. But I've a clip for you of that curse being laid down.
Here we go.
Shame me. I beg you, and you shame me.
I think your business is finished here, ma'am. Let's go.
Mrs. Ganesh.
That'll scare the pants off you late tomorrow night. That's a belter. Great choice, that is.
I really loved it. I thought it was a really great movie. It's one of those films that you sort of think, it's kind of one of the, it's kind of a disposable 100 minutes, but you sit there and you think, it's like Evil Dead, but you sort of think, it's a lap around the block, but it's a good one.
Okay, now, I've recommended this before. I know you love it. It's 31 years old now. It's on ITV2 tomorrow night. I'm just going to say 2 words to you. It's tomorrow, 5 minutes to 7, ITV2. First word, uncle. Second word, buck.
Where do you live?
The city.
You have a house?
Apartment.
Own or rent?
Rent.
What do you do for a living?
Lots of things.
Where's your office?
I don't have one.
How come?
I don't need one.
Where's your wife?
Don't have one.
How come?
It's a long story.
Do you have kids?
No, I don't.
How come?
It's an even longer story.
Are you my dad's brother?
I'm your dad's brother, all right.
Buck Russell had always been the black sheep of the family.
I'm stunned that I'm related to you.
Until one night.
Buck, we have a problem with the kids. We're stuck for somebody to watch them.
Oh, please, not that.
Can we trust him?
My brother, for God's sake.
I won't let him get into that Satan stuff or any of the new chicks. I'll leave that for me.
Wow.
I'm kidding, huh?
Now, he's making them breakfast.
Cigar?
No, thanks.
Making them lunch. And making them crazy.
What did you do?
Gotta love that film, haven't you? I think it cost about $10 million. It made $80 million. And there was a TV series, which wasn't great in 1990, starring the late Kevin Meaney.
Yes.
And they tried again in 2016 with another one, but they set it in an African-American family. Again, I think that starred Mike Epps. That didn't get a second series, but it's a great film, this, isn't it? A barrel of laughs. John Candy, Macaulay Culkin, what a great film.
What they did, Jennifer Candy, the late John Candy's daughter, put a tweet out this week, because it was the anniversary this week as well, put out a tweet, and you said, I can't believe it's been so long since John Candy left us, and oh my God, how much of a vacuum has that man left in American situation comedy?
A brilliant, brilliant star. Okay, now my final recommendation, it's the Paul Ross Western of the Weekend. It's a cracker, this, from 1985. It's called Silverado. It was written by Lawrence Kasdan and his brother Mark. He directed it as well. It's basically a Wild West story, a saga, a corrupt town, a sheriff. Kevin Kline's in it. What a cast list. Kevin Kline, Danny Glover, Scott Glenn, Kevin Costner in what was pretty much his breakthrough role, Jeff Goldblum, Brian Dennehy, and the Oscar winner Linda Hunt. Oh, and also in Silverado, which is on 6:15 Sunday afternoon, Sunday evening on the Paramount channel. You can get it on Paramount Plus 1 as well. You've also got John Cleese as a sheriff.
What's all this, then?
This is a crazy town, Emmett. I think we ought to just get out of here.
No, this is your horse.
Can't you see this horse loves me? Making a big mistake.
That's what I told him.
If I brought a pretty lady like that into a place like this, I'd stay close.
I think you got a point, Emmett. Maybe I better stay here with her.
And we're going to give you a fair trial, followed by a first-class hanging.
I had enough of what ain't right.
Gotta love Danny Glover in that film as well. Are you a fan?
Yes.
I mean, I think this is the epitome of the 80s Western. I mean, it's better even than Young Guns, I think.
Do you know what? For me, the 80s with the Westerns, it comes down to Three Amigos for me, but I think this comes a very close second. I love me an 80s comedic Western. This is, for me, number 2 with a bullet. Third, maybe City Slickers, but I think that's technically the 90s.
Oh, yeah.
You know, it's one of those, I love it when they got the band of greats together and they did something. For me, Danny Glover in this, the MVP, hands down.
Brilliant stuff. And also at 6:50 Sunday, a film we mentioned earlier this week, based on a novel by a man called Alan Silliter. We were celebrating all things Sheffield. 6:50 Sony Movies Classic. You've got The Loneliness of a Long-Distance Runner with Tom Courtenay and a very young indeed John Thor. But you want to end with a story. I saw this actually in Leeds. I went with a couple of my daughters, and it's a film on Film 4, 10 to 7 Sunday. It's Suffragette. Tell us about that one, Van. I think we can guess from the title what it's about.
Well, it is, but you had to go Sheffield on me first, so you had to hit me in the feels. But Suffragette, which is, of course, you know, the story of Carey Mulligan going full Emmeline Pankhurst, you know, honours. This is, of course, as the title would cleverly suggest, the story of the suffragette movement as depicted by a laundrette woman. Of course, you know, who do you get to play Emmeline Pankhurst, though? And I think our clip rather succinctly answers that for you.
It is, of course, listen up, Meryl Streep.
Be militant, each of you in your own way. Those of you who can break windows, break them. Those of you who can further attack the sacred idol of property, do so. We have been left with no alternative but to defy this government. If we must go to prison to obtain the vote, let it be the windows of government, not the bodies of women, which shall be broken.
Round the back, Wolf, round the back.
I incite this meeting and all the women in Britain to rebellion.
And since then, of course, and that battle was fought and won decades ago, since then we've had 2 female prime ministers, and we may end up by the end of this month with a female leader of the Labour Party. So what made you pick this one, Van, finally? Good film, good old, kind of quite a small-scale film, but a good film, this, though.
I mean, to be honest, for me, I think if you're going to watch a film at like 6 o'clock on a Sunday afternoon, why not go with one with serious political gravitas? But also, I really love the performances in this. I love Carey Mulligan. I think if you get, like I say, if you're going to get anyone to play Emmeline Pankhurst, why not get Meryl? It's got, exactly, you've got Helena Bonham Carter, and, you know, you've just got a great cast, but also, it's not the flashiest film. It's not the biggest. It's not the, you know, the brawlsiest film. It's just a film that just has its agenda on its mind. It does a really good job with it. I really like the directorial style of it. I really like the aggression that it has, which is not too in your face, but it does the job nicely. I think it's the perfect film for a Sunday afternoon.
Brilliant stuff. Van Connor, the main man himself. And tell us where people can hear you and our friend of a Monday, Rebecca Perfect, where we can hear your cinematic musings.
You can hear us on a Friday morning on the Off-Screen podcast on all good podcast platforms.
And later on this morning then, that's Van Connor. He's back with us next Friday. And it's me, Paul Ross, on talkSPORT Extra Time. More after this. And that's a wrap.